Ladies and gentlemen, this is your pilot speaking. As we start our ascent, please make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position.
Co-pilot here. Make sure your seatbelt is securely fastened and all carry-on luggage is stowed underneath the seat in front of you or in the overhead bins.
Please enjoy our selection of in-flight entertainment we've selected for you today.
Thank you and enjoy the flight. This is Pilot School. Hello and welcome to Pilot School with your host, Calvin.
And Lindsay.
Your other host. I know I said host in the singular, but there are two of us hosting this little podcast get-together. So this is an interesting podcast in that it's our pilot episode for a show that's about pilot episodes of shows.
It is, yeah. Pilot School is going to be a podcast about where Calvin and I both watch a pilot of a show that we've either never seen or we have seen, and we're going to explain...
Never seen or have... That's like all the shows ever. You've encompassed all of them.
Every show in the world. We're going to watch all of them. We're going to be here for millions of years.
Each of us is going to watch one pilot every week, and then not tell the other one what we watched. And then we're going to come here and discuss them with you, lovely folks.
Yeah, so I'm going to describe my pilot to Calvin. Calvin's going to describe his pilot to me. And then we're either going to have to guess the show, or we're going to come up with concepts of what we think the show might be about. So. And
if neither of us guess the show, I like the idea that we combine them both into one show and see what happens from that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. So I mean, like, this is our first one. We don't know how we're gonna do this yet. So I mean,
you'll be along for the journey if anybody in the world is listening. It's probably just my mom.
We got some listeners probably. I'm gonna advertise the shit out of this. So, like us on SoundCloud if it's still alive. There's like been a controversy. Did you see that? How like SoundCloud's gonna shut down, but then like it wasn't.
Yeah, because I saw, like, Chance the Rapper was like, SoundCloud is alive or something like that.
Yeah.
I just thought that he wasn't, like, putting his music...
Follow me on my SoundCloud Rapper account.
Yeah.
Where I put up a new rap. No, anyway. All right. So, I mean, do you want to go first and tell me about your pilot this week?
Yes, okay.
Oh, and wait, before we start, sorry to cut you off again. I guess maybe our listenership should tell us if we should put the names of the shows that we watched in the title of each episode, or if we should just like let them play along with us.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah, so I think that for this one I'm not going to put the names of the shows in the title, and we'll just name it something. Yeah. We'll name it like The Pilot.
The Pilot.
Yeah. All right, so without further ado, take us away, Lindsay.
I almost said the name of the show.
That would have ruined
the show I watched. Okay. So, my show starts off at a bar where
it's Cheers.
It's not Cheers.
Okay.
It starts off at a bar where a group of friends are sitting and talking. The main character, I'm going to name him... What should I name him?
I don't know, but we're going to change the names of characters just in case the other person has seen the show and they would guess it right away. So we're going to give him, like, nicknames.
I'm going to name him Mustache.
Mustache.
So, Mustache has just gotten a divorce.
Okay.
And he's gotten custody of his son. And, so now he's telling all his friends at the bar that he's going to be moving. So he's leaving. He's leaving where he's currently living.
Okay.
So now, Mustache goes off, and ends up at his hometown.
No.
Don't you guess, okay?
I'm not going to guess it yet. You have to, because I have an idea, but I so don't want it to be the right idea.
It probably is.
Oh, God.
Mustache ends up where he used to live, where he went to high school, and he runs into his old high school sweetheart.
Okay.
And he runs into his old high school sweetheart, and she just also got a divorce, and she's having trouble raising her kids, and she really just needs a man around. So he offers, because she offers him a place to stay with him and his son. She offers them a place to stay, And so he's all excited. He's still in love with this woman. So he's excited to step up and, like, be a father figure. And so once he gets her kids in line, she's like, I do need a man in my life. So she goes back to her ex-husband.
Because who doesn't need a man in their life?
Yeah, we all do. And so, yeah, so she goes back to her ex-husband, and he's, like, ready to leave because his whole plan was to go out to California.
Okay.
And they stopped on the way in his hometown, just for a few days. And he wanted to go to California to be a baseball scout.
A baseball scout? Okay,
Yeah.
you might have just thrown me off.
He wanted to be a baseball scout.
So he didn't have plans to stay in his hometown, but, like, does the rest of the show take place in his hometown?
Well, let me get on with the rest of the episode.
Okay, all right.
So soon enough, when this woman gets back with her ex, Mustache is, like, ready to leave. And then on the way out, he's like, you know what? No, I love her. I'm going to go back for her. So he goes back and tells off her ex-husband, who she's currently dating. And there's a nice montage of them, their, like, romantic life together, of them being best friends. And then, yeah, they decide to get married, and they get married. In the pilot episode, they get married.
Wow.
And then
What a start to what I can only assume is an amazing show created by a comedic genius.
It is, and it totally lasts forever. The show totally never gets canceled.
Okay.
And still going on strong.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it's his happy mustache face.
Happy is that the name of the show? Is Happy Mustache Face?
No, it's in the theme song. That's why I named him Mustache. He's got a happy mustache face.
I guess. All right.
You know what it is. But
I mean, is that all you wanted to say about the show, Lindsay?
I didn't watch any other episodes. I watched the pilot. I've watched the show that it was a spin-off for. I've actually seen other episodes just because it plays on the only channel I watch on TV.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, you already know. So I watch it on Adult Swim because that's, like, the only time, that's the only channel I watch on TV. I usually watch Netflix, which it's on Netflix, so that's why I watched it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. They got married, and then, that was kind of it. So, it was a good time.
So that's the whole first episode is...
They literally get married in the pilot episode.
He wants to go to California. Mustache wants to go to California.
Yeah, to be a baseball scout, which I had no idea until I watched the pilot.
So Mustache wants to move to California to be a baseball scout, stops in his hometown, meets his new family, and there's new friends and old friends.
And even a bear.
There's a
bear.
Okay, you've just thrown me way off track because now that there's a bear in it, I'm thinking, like, is it Winnie the Pooh? Could it be the hit Disney classic Brother Bear? Or perhaps it's a sequel that nobody really watched, Brother Bear 2.
It's
the spin-off, Brother Bear 2.
I forgot. I was going to talk about that he has the neighbors and stuff, but
okay.
I mean, really, it's nothing special. You already know that it is the Cleveland show.
What?
You already knew. You talked about
I thought it was
the theme song.
I thought it was the spin-off show about Joe. You know, Joe from Family Guy. Joe.
Yeah.
So the Cleveland show, yeah.
It's the Cleveland show.
Listen, you know what gave it away for me, really, is when you said hometown.
I know, and I was, in my head, I was telling myself not to say hometown, because it's like, you normally say, like, hometown.
Yeah.
But, like, because I say hometown, like, in the song in my head, like, back to my hometown. So I'm like, hometown.
Right before we started recording, Lindsay actually almost started singing the song and then sang the Cheers theme song instead to throw herself off. But apparently, it didn't work because you still said hometown like they do in the dang-ass song.
Yeah. Well.
So, okay. So we're 9 minutes into this podcast, and I have already guessed what you brought to the table.
All right, well, give me your pilot, and let's see what I can come up with.
All right. I I love how confident you were. You're like, you're not gonna get this. You're not gonna.
No, I said you wouldn't have watched it.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't have watched it. All right, so you want to hear about what I watched this week?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a show about nothing, and there's these 4 people. We'll call one of them the Bee. One of them is Crazy Neighbor. One of them is female character, and there's another guy who's just like short and he's got glasses.
Is it bad if I already know what this is?
No, I didn't watch Seinfeld. That was to throw you off.
Oh, that's okay.
I was just describing Seinfeld.
Were you? Because I was
was.
thinking it was New Girl for a second.
No. Okay, so my show starts out, and there's this man who looks vaguely hipsterish.
Okay.
Let's call him metrosexual.
That's his name.
Okay,
His
yeah.
name is metrosexual.
No, I have a name for him, and
Oh,
it's
okay.
Nobody.
Nobody.
He
Okay.
is a nobody. He is just a running through the streets of what I can only assume is New York. Yes, it's New York because there's Central Park and subways and whatnot. So it's New York. He's running through the streets of New York, and there's these suit men chasing after him who I don't remember if in the first scene. Yes, in the first scene they do say that they're FBI. FBI agents are chasing this nobody through the city. You're making a face like you
I
know.
have to sneeze. No.
Oh, okay. All right. Just do me a favor. Don't sneeze into the microphone.
No, I'm not going to.
Because that makes for good radio. So FBI agents are chasing Nobody through the city. They chase him down into the subway, and the lady is like, "Freeze, FBI!" And they just like look at each other for a second, and then like Nobody just does like an Emperor Cusco style stop, and he's like, "I bet you're wondering how I got here."
He looks into the camera.
No,
He
he doesn't.
Wall?
He like the scene just
voiceover?
pauses and it's a voiceover.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So then we like rewind back in time a couple days, or actually a couple years, because he's like talking to his dad about how like he's a musician, but like it's not going well, and like he's doing nothing with his life, and his dad's like supportive, but like wishes he would do something, you know?
Okay.
So dad gets sick. Doctors can't figure out what it is, right? And at the same time, Nobody gets a temp job at a bank. He's working in an office going through everybody's files and whatnot. And the lady who hired him is like, "Yeah, this should take you about 2 weeks if you rush through it." So he's just like bored out of his mind. So he falls asleep at this job. Old friend of his is the CEO of this bank. Walks in, he's like, "Hey, I heard that there was a temp snoring in here. I didn't expect it to be you, Nobody." And they used to like be in a band back in the day and stuff. Basically, Nobody has lunch with this guy, and he's like, "Yeah, I feel like I'm not doing anything in my life. I can't figure anything out. I don't know what I'm doing." And his friend is just like, "All right, you got to try this drug."
What?
So his
What?
so
This
his
is not where I was expecting
yeah,
it
his
to
buddy
go.
just like pulls this pill out of his pocket in like a little baggie, and
It's
he's
the
like,
Matrix.
"It's not the
This
Matrix."
is the Matrix.
The Matrix, the television show.
Yeah. It's the spinoff.
Yeah. So he pulls this little pill out of his pocket. He's like, "Listen, take this, and your life is going to change forever." So basically, what happens is Nobody takes this pill, and he's like, whatever. Goes back to work, and then all of a sudden, it hits him. And the paperwork that it was going to take him 2 weeks to finish, like to file through everything, he does it in 2 hours.
Huh.
He's just like everything that he's ever read in his life or seen in his life, he can just call back to. Like it enhances his brain activity,
Oh,
so he
wow.
just like knows everything he's ever seen or read.
I feel like I would watch this. This
It's
is
a good
interesting.
show. It's a really good show. But then like he comes down off the drug and like is doing some research on like what's wrong with his dad because he wants to help his dad. He comes down off this drug and he's trying to remember what it was that his dad had, you know? And so he goes back to his friend to get another pill because you know how drug addicts work. They're like,
Yeah.
"I need another one." So they go back to the source and he gets to his friend's apartment dead on the floor.
Oh no.
His friend's dead, his apartment's a wreck, and that is when the CIA knock on the door. Nobody takes his friend's phone and like fucking parkours off the building.
Yeah.
Like he's just like
He's on the run.
he knows like exactly how much stress his body can take, like how much force he can put on his hands. So he just like is dropping down the fire escape to like all the different floors and stuff, and like catching himself every time.
Because of the drug, or
because of the drug. He found another one in the guy's pocket or something and took it.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Sorry.
That explains more.
Yeah. He knows like every molecule of his body, so like he just is escaping these cops. And then it catches up to where it was in the beginning. They're in the subway. The lady says, "Freeze, FBI," and he jumps down onto the track, and like a train is coming, and he calculates it so that the train stops exactly in front of him. Like the conductor sees him and stops the train. It stops like an inch from his face, and then he crawls underneath it, remembers that there's an abandoned subway track next to the one he's on, and crawls in there and escapes.
And that was the whole pilot?
That halfway through the pilot, Lindsay.
Oh, good.
Oh my God!
There's
because now the FBI people they're investigating this drug. So they're like, okay, we got to find this guy, this nobody. He's nobody. Like, why does he have this drug? And so it leads to this whole conspiracy of like, he's on the drug, and he does research of his own. He finds 3 other people based on their files from the bank. He remembers their bank files, and he's like, oh, they started receiving a salary raise because their IQ went up like 1 million.
Okay.
So it was like a steep curve. He remembered everyone. He pinned it down to 3 people where he could get more of this drug from.
Yeah.
And is also like, he breaks into the FBI woman's house and is like feeding her this information, and he like has his hand on her gun. Like, she does not have her gun, and he has a hand on it. He's like, listen, don't shoot me. I'm gonna like help you find out who killed my friend.
Sure this isn't still Seinfeld?
It's not. You got me. It is actually Seinfeld. So you guessed it. So what do you need to know about this pilot?
I genuinely have no idea. Do you
No?
know if I've seen this before?
I don't know, and that's why
Have you seen it before?
Yes,
Okay.
Well, here's the thing. It is.
My Name is Earl.
It's not My Name is Earl. It's
I'm just thinking of shows that you've watched.
actually mine is also a spin-off because it was a movie at first.
It was a movie, okay.
It was a movie at first. That's important
Okay,
information. It was a
because-
movie with Bradley Cooper, and he is also in the pilot.
Bradley Cooper. That
Yeah.
might narrow it down a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm not going to cheat and use Google.
Yeah, that's illegal in this podcast. You'll
is
go
that
to
a rule? That's
you'll
a
go to
rule.
podcast jail.
Ooh, I like that. Nobody's ever going to go to podcast jail.
Yeah.
But,
I don't know. Maybe I will eventually.
maybe you'll catch me cheating.
Maybe
Bradley Cooper.
that'll be a bit that we do
I'm
later
trying to think
on.
of movies that he's been in, because like that sounds kind of like a movie that I've watched.
All right, in the movie, Bradley Cooper takes the
It's
drug.
The Hangover.
No, in the movie,
He's not even
Bradley.
in that.
No, he's not. Is he? No.
No.
Is
Yeah, wait, is he?
Yeah, he is in The Hangover, you
He is-
idiot.
no,
you made me
it's-
doubt myself.
I was thinking of, this is going to go into story time. One time I was watching The Hangover at my aunt's house, but we were flipping back and forth between The Hangover and Titanic. And my aunt really loves Bradley Cooper, so when we were watching the Titanic, we switched over to The Hangover when she wasn't looking, and she's like, Bradley Cooper's in the Titanic? And then, so I don't know. Anyway,
yes,
that had
he
nothing
is
to do with
actually.
anything.
He plays
He plays the boat. he is the boat.
And
in
that's
Titanic.
actually I can't think of a funny actor fast enough. Christopher Walken as the iceberg. There we go. I couldn't like spit that out of my mouth, and I don't know why. But anyway, yeah. In the movie, Bradley Cooper starts taking this drug. I don't remember how he gets it or anything, but like he's going through math textbooks, he's learning languages, and eventually
I
like
feel like
becomes
I've
the
heard of this
senator of
before.
New York.
I feel like I've heard of this
And
before.
in
And he's in
actually-
the pilot? Is he in the show?
Yeah, he's in the pilot of the show.
But is he in the
as
complete show?
I don't know if he's in the. I haven't watched the rest of it.
Oh.
So in the pilot, he comes on as the senator, and he's like, "Hey, heard you've been taking this drug. I found out how to do it without the horrible side effects.
Well, what are the side effects?
People like just like die.
Oh,
like
is that why the guy died?
no,
thought
he
he got
died
murdered.
because people wanted his drugs.
Oh.
But like the side effects are like after like I'd say like a year or two of taking this drug, like you just like get covered in like cuts and bruises and stuff
Can I
like
say
that.
where I think the show is going? Because
Okay.
I've never seen it before.
Sure.
So I'm going to do that other option because I have no idea what show this is. So I'm going to do the other option
Okay.
where I'm going to say the show's going to continue, episode 2.
All right.
Bradley Cooper becomes president.
They talk about him becoming. He's like,
Really?
yeah, and the pilot, he's like, I don't even know if I'm gonna run.
He becomes president. He is on the drug and figures out how to morph his body, becomes Kevin Spacey, and it just turns into House of Cards.
It's just House of Cards for the rest of the show?
For the rest of the show. And
Like-
that's why he's so smart.
Where's...
I don't know.
All right.
Either that or he becomes Zach from Saved by the Bell, because he has the ability to pause the show.
Yeah,
and,
I guess.
Look into the
So-
camera.
I like this.
wonder how,
I like
how
this
got
turn
here.
that you're taking. That Bradley Cooper is the main character of the show.
He morphs into Kevin Spacey
Yeah, no,
and becomes president.
that's not how it goes.
House of
I'd love
Cards.
to see Kevin Spacey in House of Cards become the president.
Yeah.
That would be.
He's not president in that show?
I don't think so. No,
I've never watched.
I've never watched it either.
I watched the pilot.
I was under the impression that Kevin Spacey was a mobster in that show.
Well, kind of. It's all about like politics, and we watched it in film in high school.
All right, let me guess your pilot, West Wing.
What is your pilot?
Well, I think you can get it.
Really?
I don't know. You might have seen this movie. If you haven't
I
seen the
don't know
movie,
if I've
then you
seen the
can't
movie.
get it.
I don't think I can.
The show and the movie have the same name.
I feel like I've heard my dad or my brother talk about this movie
Probably.
before.
Basically,
because
like
Bradley Cooper is wonderful, but I don't think I've ever seen the movie before.
Mm-hmm.
In which case, but I'm trying to think of movies that have become TV shows, and
Yeah.
also a
are
movie that would be like
are
that.
about people who take drugs and gain limitless knowledge.
See, because that reminds me of like Lucy, and
Lucy.
also
What
that
is-
was
wait, what
that
is-
was the
Lucy
Scarlett
is-
Johansson movie where she was like
Oh,
really
yes.
smart. It's like not smart, but
Was
she
that the
could
one where she
access
played
the
an
other
Asian
80%.
woman? Was that that one, or was that another
No, that
one?
was like Ghost in the Shell or something like that.
Oh, well, ScarJo.
Don't quote us on this. No, she's Scarlett Johansson, and she's like very like she can access the other 80% of her brain. Morgan Freeman's in it. She's like she can like kill people. With
Evan
her brain.
Almighty.
Matilda. It's Matilda. She can kill people with her brain.
Wow, you actually guessed it. Mine was Matilda.
Matilda, the TV show with Bradley Cooper.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if I don't know. I genuinely don't think I've seen the movie before, but I really want to watch it now.
Yeah, well, maybe after we turn off the podcast, I'll put it on, because
What
it's
is it?
really good. It's Limitless.
Did you say Limitless before?
I did say Limitless, yes.
I think I've heard of it before.
Because he gets limitless knowledge is the
Ooh.
thing, yeah. But I think we should put I think that this should be a thing every episode, maybe, that we put our two shows together
Oh, let's do
and
it.
make them
The Cleveland
show.
show. Cleveland on drugs. Cleveland becomes limitless.
Cleveland Unlimited.
Cleveland. Bradley Cooper's still in it. Bradley Cooper
Cooper
plays
is-
Cleveland.
No, Bradley Cooper is the new mayor of Quahog because the old mayor died, Adam West.
Oh, R.I.P. Too soon.
Well, we're
He
making a new
did,
show.
He did, and I'm very sad about
R.I.P.
it.
Well, we dated the episode, so now
Yeah.
Adam West just died. R.I.P. We'll do
That was
Batman
a
next
while
week.
ago. I love Batman. Anyway, off topic.
Okay, yeah. Cleveland show
Cleveland
with
show.
limitless drug. I forgot the name of my own show.
Yeah, Cleveland becomes limitless. He takes the drugs. He's running from the FBI. Bradley Cooper's there. Bradley Cooper
is
dressed as
there.
the Titanic in his famous role.
Well, no, I
as
think
the
we should. I
ship.
think we should hash out a pilot for this. Like, Cleveland
pilot.
arrives in his hometown.
In his hometown, Stool Bend, Virginia.
Stool Bend
It's
is
really
the name.
called Stool Bend.
Okay, so Cleveland arrives in this town, and he's
With his son.
with his son, and they're both nobodies. They've been exiled from Quahog because everyone there is just like, "Oh, you piece of shit! You're not giving anything to the
Peter,
town."
Like in the actual pilot, Peter like blew into Cleveland's house, and like there's a huge hole, and then Cleveland's like just done with everyone, so he leaves. Like that's genuinely what happens.
All right, so let's do a little like.
So he's done. He's
Let's
a
do
nobody.
a little. Can you do a Cleveland voice? Was that your Cleveland Brown
Cleveland laugh.
impression? All right.
He's like, back in my
So let's-
hometown.
Hey, Cleveland,
No, that's-
I'm sorry. I blew a hole in the side of your house. What are you gonna do about that? I'm Peter Griffin.
I'm gonna take these drugs.
You're just also doing Peter Griffin. All right. Maybe this isn't the best idea. So okay, I don't think he gets the drugs from Peter though. I think that
no.
Cleveland.
He gets the drugs from Bradley Cooper.
What if Yeah. Okay. Bradley Cooper's the mayor of whatever the fuck town you said before.
Stoolbend, Virginia.
Stoolbend. Bradley Cooper is the mayor of Stoolbend, Virginia, and sees Cleveland move back. And Bradley Cooper was his high school teacher.
Ooh.
So
he's like not. Okay.
So
Bradley Cooper's insanely old in this for some reason.
Yes, because I'm thinking he's as old as Adam West as the mayor of Quahog.
Oh, okay. So it's Bradley Cooper
as an old
Adam West.
Bradley Cooper. He's
old
not.
Okay,
he's not.
he's actually
he's
Bradley
himself
Cooper too. He's
plus
playing
50
himself.
years. Yes,
He's
and
playing
as the
himself.
mayor of Stool Sample, Virginia.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said before.
Yes. So he used to be Cleveland's high school teacher, and he saw a lot of potential in Cleveland, right?
Potential. Yes, you did.
Shut up. Shut up. You're bullying me on the podcast.
Is
You're
this
being-
cyberbullying?
I think it is cyberbullying.
technically
It's technically...
It's online.
Yeah. It's
Anyway.
on the net.
Um,
And he was like, Cleveland, I saw such potential in you back in chemistry class. This isn't Bradley Cooper's voice, but it is for this show. Cleveland, I saw so much potential in you back in the day in chemistry class that I chemistryed up a new drug that can help you gain your new potential.
The drug. Ooh.
Yeah. And so that's how Cleveland wins back his wife is okay. So Cleveland is given this new drug, and that is how he gets back with his lady love, you know?
Ooh, because he's like,
He's so smart that he knows just the right way, because they were high school sweethearts, right?
well, no, they were best friends.
Oh, they were best
and he
friends,
was in
so
love with
he
her.
can just recall everything about her now. Knows what her favorite makeout spot is, knows her favorite...
That's funny because that was in the montage. Yeah, it was in the montage, and yeah, it's like him. They would go places together, and then like her ex would show up. Well, it was her boyfriend at the time. But yeah.
Okay, so yeah, everything that happens in that montage, Cleveland's able to remember because he took the drug, right?
Yeah.
So that's how he wins her heart back, and they get married at the end. Because, what about that? He does like a Groundhog Day situation, but he just does it perfectly the first time.
Oh.
Like he doesn't have to reset. Like he just like can go through his head and be like, all right, this is my wife's perfect day. Is that
what
Cleveland's
Cleveland
voice?
sounds
I don't
like?
know.
No.
I've never watched the Cleveland show.
But he's been on Family Guy.
I don't know.
That's more like I don't even
That's like
know what that is. That's
Rabid
like
Peter Griffin.
I was gonna say that's more like what's his name? The neighbor in
Quagsire?
Simpsons.
Oh,
No, in the Simpsons. Quagsire? It's Quagmire.
Quagsire's a
I am
Pokemon.
Quagsire.
Quagsire is a Pokemon. That's why I said that. The neighbor on this Ned Flanders.
Yeah. That's the voice you did. That's
Yeah,
Cleveland is voiced by Ned Flanders.
Yes. So anyway, he does the Groundhog Day perfectly the first time, and so that he doesn't have to wake up again and redo it the next day, and that's how he gets his wife and his new family. And hey, what about this? What if the bear is also taking the drug just for the heck of it?
Yes. I'm 100% on board.
Super smart bear.
Yeah.
Can we put Quagsire, the Pokemon, in the show as well?
Why not?
Because I do like the idea of Cleveland Brown, a bear, and...
Can Quagsire be Bradley Cooper's best friend?
Yeah.
They're like buddy
I
cop,
think so. I think
of,
so.
but-
I think that maybe Quagsire also worked in the high school. Maybe he was
Yes.
like the gym teacher or something.
But he was also in on making the drugs.
Yes. He used his special water-type Pokemon attacks
Yes.
to give that drug the extra kick with,
extra
with a little
energy.
water in it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Water it down. Sell it for more.
It's very funny because Quagsire is a Pokemon that lives in muddy water, so there's just
Really?
like muddy water in
Ew.
this drug. That's hilarious. Okay. So I think we got a new pilot.
Yeah.
What are we going to call the show?
Pilot school. Right?
Not this show.
Oh.
I meant...
I was like, we already have a name.
I meant like the show that we literally just finished
Okay.
making.
It's called, it's, what was the name of your show again? Invincible? something?
Limitless.
Limitless. Invincible. It's called Limitless Brown.
That sounds like a diarrhea movie.
Limitless Brown, coming soon.
I'm not gonna call it. I'm not call.
No.
Oh, gross.
It's.
I'm not calling it Limitless Brown.
It's the Limitless Cleveland.
I do like Cleveland Unlimited.
I like that. Yeah. Cleveland Unlimited, coming to you soon on your TVs.
Wherever
it's not, but
wherever good shows are sold. I do like Cleveland. I do
coming soon on Spoofy.
I like that it's called Cleveland Unlimited because that makes me think like you hear the name of that show and you're like, oh wow, is that going to be like a new crime drama based in Cleveland?
Yes.
But
yep.
no, it's
nope.
about Cleveland Brown taking smart drugs.
Oh yeah, with Bradley Cooper.
Does anyone like kill other people for the drugs on Cleveland Unlimited?
Oh, definitely.
I feel like his youngest child, like the real sassy little kid, you know the one?
Rallo?
I like that you know his name. Yeah.
Well, I watched the pilot literally an hour ago, maybe.
No, I was with you an hour ago.
Yeah, it wasn't an hour ago, but it was this morning.
Yes. So I think that his youngest son would, in episode 4, let's say, kill him.
Okay.
And
he becomes
drugs.
Cleveland.
Yes, he grows a mustache instantly.
Well, there's already Cleveland Jr., so that could be a whole plot line where he becomes the Cleveland.
It's
like the Godfather.
No, who's the real Cleveland Jr. at that point? Is it Cleveland Jr. or is it the other child whose name I've forgotten?
Well, the other child isn't Cleveland's child.
Well, what if, he killed Cleveland, so what, it's like a Santa Claus type thing.
Yeah, well, he
has
becomes...
to then take Cleveland's clothes and get very big and fat and become Cleveland Brown.
And then it could be a whole thing where Cleveland Jr. is like, you're not my father, and then is trying to figure out what happened to his dad.
Other child looks exactly like Cleveland, so it's just like, something's a little off about him. I'm not sure what it is. Like, my dad's acting very strange.
Yeah.
And, like, where has Small Child been recently?
He teams up with Bradley Cooper.
Yes.
And they're on the hunt.
Yeah.
Because if actual Cleveland just disappears, he's not dead.
Yeah.
And then end of the series, they find him. Spoiler alert. They find him, and they team up, and they get Rollo.
Oh my god. I would watch this show.
Watch it.
I would watch this. This sounds like a great show.
Written by Seth MacFarlane.
Never mind. It's not a great show anymore. Well, no offense, Seth, if you're listening. Seth Daddy.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I like Seth MacFarlane. We've had this conversation.
Not on the show.
Calvin's not a fan of Family Guy or Seth MacFarlane. Doesn't think he's very funny.
He's done some funny stuff. I'm just not a fan of most of his work.
I, however, have a sense of humor where I laugh at everything. So anything is funny to me.
Also known as not having a sense of humor. Rude? Maybe. True?
More cyberbullying.
Yes. Sorry.
It's okay.
All right. Well, I mean, we've been through 2 pilots.
3, technically, because this is also a pilot.
3 pilots.
Pilotception, am I right?
Oh! I'm going to play the Inception noise over this part.
No, that's my least favorite sound.
Lindsay hates the Inception noise. So, I think that about wraps it up, right?
Yeah, thank you guys for listening. Thanks, Mom, for listening.
Yes, and also
just
to my mother for listening. You're a sweetheart.
Our 2 views.
Yeah. And Lindsay, your mom is also a sweetheart. I just said it to my mom. But
I wasn't listening.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Is that how this is gonna work?
No.
Is that I'm gonna say things and you're not gonna listen to them?
I have to guess the show. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thanks for if you actually listened this far. Thank you.
Yeah. We're hoping to put out an episode of this bad boy every week.
Yeah, so
we'll see how long that lasts.
Hopefully you guys will see us next week or maybe in a few months. Who knows?
We'll see how often we want to do one of these.
We'll see you guys next week.
With some new pilots for you.
Yeah.
Do we have a sign-off that we want to do? We'll workshop it.
What do they say on planes? Keep your hands and arms inside the vehicle.
I feel like that should be our intro. Is like, please put your seat backs up and stow your tray tables and get ready to go. Something like that.
Yeah, that's cute.
Yeah, but like, what should our...
In case
you
of
have,
emergency...
You have reached your destination.
Oh, that's cute.
I don't know.
The plane has landed.
But, like, it's not a destination.
The plane has landed.
Our destination
Goodbye. Our destination
entertainment.
is being done with this. No.
All right.
Thanks.
I think that's enough of workshopping and ending. I think we're just gonna...
Yeah, thanks
we're just gonna
for
cut
watching.
it.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Love you.
See you next week.